chime in and let me know where you guys are chiming in from. I'd be happy to know. I see 11 of you guys on. I'm so glad that y'all are here with me tonight. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay, so I'm going to do my very best to kind of talk a little bit and then chime out. So can't promise how long I'll be on. You know, my energy comes and goes. I do have my computer over here just so that I'm able to kind of follow the comments a little easier than trying to read it from here. So good evening, everybody. We're going to just get started. I wanted to kind of hop on here tonight and talk a little bit about how do you plan for emergencies when you have to be out of work for any length of time or anything like that. So, hey, Carrie. Hey, Crystal. Hey, everybody. Good to see you guys. So on this channel, when I really started doing, I think I started doing budget videos. Oh man, I don't even know how long ago I started doing budget videos. But when I do the zero-based budgeting, what everybody knows as Dave Ramsey, you know, people are not saying that name much anymore for whatever reasons. Hey, Trinette from California. Hey, everybody. One of the main things in the baby steps that they talked about was baby step number 1, of course, was having, hey, Nicole, thank you, was having $1,000 in your emergency fund for just emergency type things. Hey, Nicole, 2 Nicoles, Nicole times 2. The second thing was paying off all your consumer debt. The third thing was having 3 to 6 months. Hey, how are you? Hey, Liv. Hey, Jennifer. I am feeling good. I mean, actually, comparative to what I have heard and have had friends or relatives. Hey, CJ, good to see you. From what I've heard other people, I am so very blessed to not have the symptoms that everybody else is having. I am very mild to moderate symptoms. Hey, Debbie from Canada. Hey, Grace. Hey, everybody. If I'm missing anybody, I apologize. Hey, Melody and Lee. Hey, everybody. Thank you. I have very mild to moderate symptoms. Hey, Miss Gloria. I equate that wholeheartedly. Hey, Miss Celeste, to being fully vaccinated. I was vaccinated back in March. Hey, Miss Cynthia. Hey, everybody. And, you know, again, I'm not debating whether you are pro-vax or anti-vax. You do whatever is best for your family. At the time, it was something I needed to do for me. And it is proving, hey, Tabitha, to do me well as I have contracted, you know, COVID-19. My test was confirmed today by my nurse. She did call, and I've got a few things that I need to do just to kind of monitor. I do have to go and get one of those pulse ox monitors to make sure that my oxygen level stays above 90. For me, with chronic asthma, that's important, but I'm breathing well. I don't have any wheezing. I have no retractions here. Asthmatics, you can always tell if they're wheezing because they'll have retractions here or above the top of the stomach. So I don't have any of that. But baby step 3 was really important, and that was saving between 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, not of income, but of expenses. Right now, my expenses are about $3,000 a month. If I just count, you know, my basic main things, about $3,000 a month. And at the moment, you know, I'm having to be out of work. And I just got off with my the assistant that does my particular department. And I was telling her, you know, 10 days from first symptoms, I should be let out of quarantine. And she says, well, you'll be getting an email or a letter from HR telling you when you can come back to work. So I don't even get to tell them when I'm coming back. They get to tell me when I can come back. So how do you deal with being out of work for that long? How are you planning for being out of work? It doesn't have to be COVID. It could be surgery. Tomorrow I'm supposed to have my teeth done. Something could have happened with that would have led me to be out of work. This could be having a baby. Hey, Miss Greta, That could have been, you know, having your child sick. It could be anything, having to go and take care of a loved one. Absolutely, I am so thankful for mild symptoms because people that I know have suffered, and I mean not just a little bit. I do not know. I have a small wrist. I can put my whole hand around it. I have a small. Was that you who sent me those charm bracelets? CJ, was that you? I don't know what size it is. I'm so sorry. Somebody gave it to me. One of my former students gave it to me. But I wear those bracelets all the time. I love those things. They just make me feel, they make me feel pretty, and I just love wearing them. But it's small. I don't know if small help. Maybe. I've always had a tiny wrist, very tiny. Um, um, but how do we set aside for those times when, because right now I'm scheduled to be off of, yeah, I probably the smallest. Right now I'm scheduled to be off of work for at least 10 working days. I only work 22 and a half working days of the month. We calculate for 22 days. So if I'm out for 10 days, that's only 12 days worth of pay that I'm going to get. And I need to be able to account for all 22 days. So what do we do? One of the reasons I talk a lot about getting out of debt and dealing with your debt is because if you do run up on a situation where you have to be out of work, you're going to have some type of income. And if you're paying it to debt, you don't have any savings. The way the program works is you work on debt, you work on savings after you pay the debt. I know some people are doing it differently. We did it. They are, but I have to have it approved, so I'm waiting. So at first, what they do is just count it off as sick time, and then they'll convert it after they do all their investigations to make sure that I've done the proper channels. Like I filled out my paperwork for that, but you know what I'm saying? You never know, because I just got my test Friday. I did a home test Thursday. I did a home test Friday. I went and actually got my test on Friday. Thank you so much, ma'am. I feel good right now. I get really tired, so sometimes I'll be fine, and then the next thing I know, I'm kind of really tired, and then I have to go lay down for a couple hours, and then it's all good. But again, oh really? Now I was reading something. Because that's kind of the same too in the classrooms, because I had students last week, and I didn't realize that I was not well. And so I reported, my classes. I don't have classes every day. I'm not in a classroom every day, but I had started scheduling my classes out, and I was in a couple classes, so I did report that. But if you're fully vaccinated and the students or people you are around were wearing their mask, and we all mask because we are required mask at our schools, they do not have to quarantine either. But have not been feeling well, so then my doctor told me to quarantine, because I still wasn't feeling good. Now, I have not had any symptoms other than fatigue since 2 days ago. So I had headache and a little bit of a cough. Headache and a little bit of a cough, and just very tired. Other than that, I haven't had anything, but I just started feeling like I was getting a really bad cold. So with that in mind, you want to make sure that you have something in place for being out of work. Also, if I'm on quarantine, I'm not able to go to the grocery store. That's what the stockpile is for. That's what those extra groceries are for. I'm not doing any specific diet right now because I want to eat whatever I need to eat to keep my immune system up. I really think I got sick. This is me speculating. I'm not a doctor, because I had changed from the Whole30 and went to the cabbage soup, which is a very restrictive diet, because I was trying to promote some flushing out of my system. And I think I just got so low and so depleted in my nutrients that my immune system was just low, because I had been fine previous. But again, I'm not able to go to the grocery store. So I am Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Goodness. So you'll be working extra just to cover. So I'm glad I don't have to have anybody cover my classes, because I'm actually going to cancel all of next week's classes. Hey, Miss Iris, I'm canceling all of next week's classes. I mean, you just have to, I'm doing the vitamin D. I don't have any zinc. And I have a friend that has some elderberry. I may see about getting some of that. But I'm doing vitamin C, vitamin D, and I'm doing D3. Those are things I take all the time. All the time. So you got to make sure that that budget is like up to date, that it's on point, it's on key. You're getting as much of that debt tackled as you can, because you want to make sure that if something like this happens. Now, I've told you guys, I don't have 3 to 6 months saved up in my baby step number 3. I don't even have a month's worth saved up in my baby step number 3. I do have enough to pay the mortgage if for some reason, you know, I needed that, plus probably my electric bill, my water bill. I have enough for those main things. My phone, cell phone, mortgage, water bill, electric. Those right off the top, I have enough to pay. I have a little bit of savings left that I haven't paid the doctor bill yet. I haven't gotten the doctor's bill from Jackson yet. So I haven't paid that yet. So if I needed to dip into those funds, I could. So I haven't paid that yet, but I still don't have the 3 to 6 months. I don't have 1 month. So I've got to get on it, right? I've got to get moving with that extra $500 that's coming this month, because what is today, the 13th? So 2 more days, that'll be some, right? So we'll pay tithe off of that, and we'll put that into the baby step. What else comes? I've got can I just tell you, and I know some people looked at me, vitamin C, some people looked at me really crazy when I paid that car off. They were like, if I was you, I wouldn't pay that car off. I'd put that money in my baby step. I have had to, that was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. Now that's no longer hanging over my head, and I am able to now take whatever comes in, because I still got 2 more child support payments that will come in. All the kids' expenses are paid. We're actually not even going back to, we're not going to piano, because the piano teacher, her daughter is in the hospital and so she's helping out with grandkids. I'm on quarantine for 2 weeks. So by the time we go back, we'll be in a new month in October. So everything that I can save up now, I'm saving, and I'm chunking into the savings. But even for the groceries, I've got grocery money I haven't used yet, so I'm going to put that back just in case, or in case I need to do an Instacart order or something like that. You've got to be thinking ahead for, those hard times, those hard days. We never know. None of us ever know when anything is going to happen. Like I said, I did not plan on getting sick. Getting sick is not a part of my lifestyle. I don't have time for this. This is just an intrusion into my life. However, and I'm not trying to be flippant, because I know some people are sick and have not made it through this. But what I'm saying is, the way my life is scheduled and set up, I don't plan in sick days. But thankfully on my job, I do have some sick days, and I have annual leave days in case they were not doing COVID days. And then my boss, when we went to work at the very beginning of the year, he said to us, if any of us needed to work from home, he would approve that. So today was just one of those days where I could not do any work. I actually needed to lay down quite a bit. And so I was not able to get up and do much until later on. It's getting darker now, so I am starting to wind down some. But I do have days saved. So if you have any way to earn vacation time or annual leave time, you want to do as much of that as you can, so that that time is building up and accruing for you. We're not able, in the job that I do now, we can't earn personal days, because I'm actually coded as central service. So we don't earn personal days, but I do get sick time and I do get annual leave. And here's Alexa. She here for all the things.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Here's your reminder. Go to bed.
So, you know, those types of things. If you can, I'm saving on gas, right? I'm not driving for the next 2 weeks, so I don't have to buy gas. But I would make sure that you have gas in your car, just because I've been hearing things. We never know when there's going to be another shortage or what have you. So you want to always be ready. Have cash on hand just in case. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Our sick time continues to accrue all through the 30 years that we are. She is on my nerve. We have that time accrues. Uh, she don't be playing no games. It accrues all the way through the 30 years. Of course, I've had 3 kids since being there. Oh, well, I appreciate that. You know, I think it's so hard for some people to understand. I was talking to a friend of mine, Miss Wanda, the other night, and she was like, Shakema, does it wear on you? All the groups and things that I do. I'm gonna jump back and forward between a lot of subjects tonight. Does it wear on you, the things that I do, the Titus 2, the Daughters of Grace, Salvation Sisters, people calling and email. I mean, y'all get email after email and text after. And I said, you know what? It's not even that. What it is, when it's your calling, it doesn't drain you. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is God's plan for my life. And it took a lot of years for me to even get on board with the Lord about what he wanted me to do, because I didn't think that I was worthy to be not a servant of God, but called to the fivefold. I didn't think that that I was even able to do anything great for God. And once he said, you're just as worthy as anybody else, and I got on board, my life has been better, even though I work a lot. Hey, Miss Pam, I work a lot. I give myself a lot. I mean, last night we were doing coffee and conversation, and those ladies were so gracious, because I was laying down and I was having conversation, but I was laying down, and finally after a while I said, y'all, I gotta go. And I know they were still up there, and I have another lady that helps me. Her name is Miss Sherry, so she takes over quite a lot for me when I'm unable to, you know, be in places. And what that is that's equipping. You know, the Bible tells us in Ephesians 4:11 and 12, he gave some to be apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers to equip the saints to do the work of the ministry. And so I am pulling people different places to equip them to do when I'm not able to do, because I'm not always going to be there. This is not just about Shakema. This is about pulling in other people and recognizing gifts in them, and then being able to send them forth in ministry. And yes, ma'am, I was done. I had shifted a couple times and tried to sit up and and I just couldn't anymore. And I turned right over and went to sleep. But those ladies were very gracious. But budgeting, helping you guys budget, helping you all be the best biblical women you can be, helping you all in this dating process as I'm going through my process, which actually, kind of as an update, I have since the last time I talked about Kingdom Connections, I have taken my profiles down. I'm just going to try an organic approach to meeting somebody. I've been listening to Tony Gaskins over on YouTube. He has some great stuff out there. So I'm going to try some organic things. Just join some groups, some hometown organizations where people are, and just try to meet more people than I would if I was sitting at home. So, well, I'm thankful. I filmed that yesterday, and I really was a lot more tired yesterday. I'm tired now, but I was really done yesterday. Yesterday, I did quite a few things trying to just kind of stay ahead a little bit, because I knew I would not be able to film much this week because of just being so worn out. So I was trying to do a little bit ahead. But going back to the budgeting and making sure that you have crossed every I, dotted every T, or whatever it is. And I'm thankful for that. God, I really feel that renewing of my strength quite often, because I'm doing what I was purposed to do. I question, if nobody, I know a lot of people do question, but if nobody else questions me, I question me. God, are you sure? God, is this right? God, should I be doing this? God, did I say that right? God, did I lead your people wrong? I question me all the time. And it doesn't matter how many questions I ask, he never lets me out of this. He never releases me from this calling. He never takes his hand off of me to just let me do whatever. Anytime I even think about not doing this, it's like, no, no ma'am, no ma'am. So this is who I am. This is not even what I do. It's who I am. It's a part of me. It's that thing that drives me on the inside, that keeps me moving forward. I want to see everybody win. I want to see you guys win at your budget. I get so many inboxes about, Shakema, I started my budget because of you, or I started this. And I'm not saying you do it perfectly. I don't do it perfectly, but you have to do it with fidelity. And then when you come into seasons like this, or times, things like this, then you're well able. Like I said, with just a little bit I have saved, I'm able to at least cover my mortgage for 1 month. I'm able to cover my 6 months of car insurance, because that rolls this month. October 1st is the renewal date. I'm able to pay that in full for 6 months. I'm able to pay my light bill, my water bill, my cell phone. The kids are still able to do their activities because dad sends money. If I had to shave some stuff, I would very well be able to shave some stuff. But even YouTube allows me to still do my thank you so much. I appreciate all the prayers in Jesus' name. I am in agreement with all of those healing prayers. Even YouTube helps me to do my sinking funds. So those are all things that are helping me to be able to be off from work. If I didn't have this budget in place, I would be stressed out now about missing 10 days from work. And it's not even 10 full days, because there's some weekends in there. You know what I'm saying? There's some weekend days. So 6 full days, 8, however many, and then people have asked about my children. So my children homeschool full time. They do not go out to public school, so there's no risk of them contaminating anybody. They are not going to taekwondo or dance or piano. So there's no worry about them contaminating, passing germs to anybody, because we're all staying inside. I'm contained in my bedroom because I have a bathroom in here, and the kids are contained in the main house. My sister comes by and checks. I feel good now. A little tired, and I'll sleep good tonight once I get in bed. So it just comes, the fatigue is the most thing that I'm dealing with right now. The cough that I had, the little bit of a cough that I had, I haven't had that since day before yesterday. Hey, Miss Evelyn, the headaches, I haven't had that since the day before yesterday. Just the fatigue. I do have some hip pain, but I've had that before, and I don't think that has anything to do with anything other than I need a new mattress. So just the fatigue right now is my big thing. I did go sit outside today and get a little bit of sun. I do. I went outside and got a little sun, and I was out there for about 30 minutes, and then I came back in and I grabbed a shower. And shower always makes me feel good. Putting on my makeup makes me feel good. I may not be well, but I feel good. And I never lost taste or smell, but I'm not thirsty, so I'm not getting as much drinking as I do. Hey, Melissa, good to see you. Normally, I'm drinking 64 ounces or more of water a day plus coffee, so I'm probably getting at least 128, 130 ounces of liquid in a day. That has not been the case. And then I'm taking vitamins. I'm doing that every day, and I'm not doing my workouts because I don't have the wherewithal to do an hour's worth of workout. Thank you so much. I'm trying a couple. One thing I'm going to try is, I don't really like full coverage foundation, but I'm going to maybe try a medium. I just have CC cream, so it, just my regular skin. I don't really like to look like I'm made up, but eyes are my thing. I love eyes and lips, so I try to do that. But I'm going to try to like I said, I'm going to try to go out and be in a few more organizations in the area just to get out and meet people. It also will help me help, I don't want to say push the ministry, but help get more women involved in the ministry, because that's my heart, is to get as many women involved as possible. I am getting ready to write 2 mini courses that I'm going to be offering for different ones who want to sign up for those. I won't say much more about that now because I haven't really gotten underway too good yet, but they'll be coming soon. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Hello, Tarina from Florida. But one of the main thing is make sure that budget is in place. Make sure you always budget. Whether you stick to it or not, at least you have a starting place. The budget sheet that I use is MYMT Personal Budget Sheet. You can find that link in any of my description boxes. All you have to do, thank you. I got this was a hand-me-down, and I'm actually can fit it, and it's a large. And it's one of those from Target, so they fit a little bit small. But I actually fit it with nice room. So I was down on the scale today, not from anything with the sickness. I just been watching my portions. But I have had junk food cravings over the past couple of days. So I do know that I've got to be, oh no, I hate that so much. I am staying as well as I can, and I'm definitely staying away from people. Thank you. I've just decided a couple things in my life. Thing number one, I'm going to do what makes me happy. The girls wanted my hair long. They wanted my hair to grow. I was dating a guy. He wanted my hair long. I want short hair. That's what I like. This works for me. This is a quick shower, rinse, and I'm out. I don't have time for all that other stuff, and it doesn't fit into my budget. So again, going back to the budget is, can I sustain long hair? Long hair on Black women, if we get it done like I used to every 2 weeks, that's $120, $130, $40 a month that I don't have. I'd rather put that, hey Caroline, I'd rather put that towards my groceries or preps or something else. I'd rather put that money somewhere else than on my head. And I don't have time to do my hair. I could do it, but I don't have time for it. Thank you. I appreciate it short. It works for me, and I get up and go. So again, is that one of the things? Is this a budget item that I want to continue to put in every single month? As it is, I got to do Jackson's. We totally took sister's money out because she's wearing braids. She just keeps braids, and we'll just keep that until she wants to pay for her own hair to get done. She works a job. She can do it. Hey, Kelly, good to see you. Thank you so much. I am feeling better today than I have felt. Oh, perfect. Sinking funds have helped me. And I've actually added in a couple more sinking funds just to try to make sure that I am covering everything. I've got the termite bond coming up this month. And then I have the tree project that's going to be done in the back to put that barrier between that new mobile home and my house, my land. My house is a little far off, but still the back of the land. So I've got that project coming up. I've got Jackson's hand bill from the emergency. But then I did find out that insurance, my supplemental insurance will kick in, because that will be covered under my accident policy, and it will also be covered in under my medical bridge. So I have 2 policies that will pay something on that injury to his hand. Thank you, Melissa. He is in control. I very rarely worry about things. Now that doesn't mean it's okay. It's still one more thing for me to have to do, which I don't appreciate having to do an extra step, but it's fine because I have the debit card. So as I need to pay things, I'll just do it with that debit card. It works out fine. The biggest thing is just getting money moved over, and once I do that, I'm good. I would prefer to have everything at one place, but you know, it is the way it is. Oh no. Oh, just to make, I mean, sometimes you got to do that. I would rather make more payment than to be behind some kind of way. Haven't done my preps for this month, but I need to go out and do preps because, again, here we are finding ourselves in a situation where we need to use all the preps. But can I just be very honest and say that God has blessed me so much? I had a friend message me last night. She's like, Shakema, whatever you need, Uber Eats, Instacart, Amazon Prime, you name it, you got it. I mean, that's a blessing of the Lord. I had another friend. She's like, do you want me to do a DoorDash for you? I'm good. You know, but people who love me are there to help me. My sister had to run an errand real quick. She's like, well, I don't have anything else to do. I'll come by and pick you guys up something, because I wanted a specific something, not something we had in the house. She's like, well, let me run this quick errand and I'll run by. Just got a text message from another friend. Hey, do you need anything? I do have one friend going by Costco tomorrow to pick up a few little things we need here. But it's just the blessing of the Lord. And I think that's just God taking care of us. It's like when I was saying in the video to Shameeka, what God orders, he pays for. And God just has done so much. Paying for, oh, you're paying for the full wedding? Oh, you're an excellent parent. I am not paying for not one of my children to get married. Not one of them. Not one. See, I know I'm horrible. You're an excellent mom, Miss Sarah. Very nice. I would definitely even set a budget with that. No miscellaneous things. Any miscellaneous or something you forgot to add in, you're gonna have to take care of that slack. So I would definitely, you know, if you have to do it again, get the budget set, because I don't know. We all have our differences about why we do things. I'm not paying for education. I will support them. I'm not paying for them to get married. I'm not paying for their car. Sister's the only one that I have to, that I'm going to put some in for her. Her dad is also going to match. And, yeah, I mean, it summertime here was crazy with that, utilities, because, and my utilities kept going up and up and up and up. And I'm like, what in the world? But it was 90s, 99, 100. It was hot here. So I am hoping to get a little bit of reprieve, September, October, November, at least, to get a little bit of reprieve before those bills start getting, you know, for the winter months. I don't know, but I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for people just reaching out and asking me. When we moved here to where we live, we didn't have any family. We did not have any family here. And we've been here 15 years, and we've made family, we've made friends, but I've also made family and friends. I'm not even going to say nothing to that, because that might get me spanked. So, yes, ma'am. You know, I'm just going to, I'm very blessed is what I'm trying to say. And so as I am able to, I bless other people, and then it all rolls back around. Praise the Lord. Come on through, okay? Y'all, Shameeka is at Stanford, totally 100% paid for. 5 years. 5 years of PhD program. Her master's program was paid. Her undergrad was all scholarship paid, which is why I say that. She's been able to find the resources. So once the little kids want to go to school, she'll be able to help them find resources. And so I'm thankful for her to be able to help us find the resources, so that that's not an expense that I have to incur, because it would be just more than what I'm trying to do. And I know, you know, my 2 older children went to the military. My younger children, not so much. Jackson wants to, but the asthma, I don't think it's going to be his friend. And Alana has at all. So anyway, going back to that budget, when I think about it, I'm gonna pull up my budget real fast to see. I go over my budget every single day. I'm always, hey ma'am, hey Yolanda. I'm always looking to see where I can shave expenses. Oh, yes, ma'am. I'll tell her. If she's able to fit it into her schedule, I will tell her. I feel much better than I have in the past days. Um, um, I was not feeling the best. Probably Thursday was my worst day that I wasn't feeling well. And I had to come home. I knew something was not right. But today, I feel good. Yeah. I have littles and bigs, and they've always been that way, and they don't care. They do not care. They're like, whatever, mom. They already know. But I look over my budget every single day just to make sure that I'm not missing something. And especially if I check my bank and I see that there's a larger amount there than that should be, I'm like, what didn't clear? So I'm making sure that everything clears. Probably in the next week is when Google AdSense will come in, and that is a little lower for the next month than what it has previously been. So either somewhere my ads are not playing, or I haven't gotten enough videos up in enough time to auto do the ads. You know how it is. Sometimes I'm not able to get those videos up, and then we're not getting that ad revenue. So I am trying to do that, but I'm always looking to see if there's anything anywhere that I can shave. I've already gotten the homeschool curriculum is in there for this month. Hey Sharon, hey Miss Kelly. I'm feeling much better actually. Once I'll sleep good tonight, which is a blessing, but I wanted to make sure that I jumped in and talked to you guys about getting those budgets. Even if you have to start if you have to start mid-month, just at least write down all your bills. At least put it on paper. I know one of the girls watching tonight said she didn't really want to use the budget sheet in the beginning. It was like too much. Now she uses it and loves it. It's going to help you if you get on you just got to get on a good, a roll with it. Put all your stuff in, account for every single thing that you can think of. Hey, Simply Marion, good to see you. Hey, Kimberly, good to see from Las Vegas. All right. I like that, woman sent by God. That's awesome. I might get a t-shirt. You know what? I just love the Lord so very much, and I don't know I'm not going to stop doing that to make people happy. This is the Shakema you're going to get is this one right here. I love the Lord with all my heart, with all my mind. Hey, Dwayne, good to see you. I just love God. He has done all the things I've ever needed him to do. When other people left me, he's never left me. I just love the Lord. He just does good things for me. If not things as far as stuff, just himself. Hey, Mind Your Money. Oh, and I just love God. What else do you do? Even when people don't love you, he loves me all the time, and I'm thankful for that. But because he does, and because he's so gracious, he's given me this community, and I'm very thankful for each and every one of you. Especially the ones that I talk to quite often, or I see commenting. I'm like, praise the Lord. And then when I hear your stories, about how your family's winning, because my whole point is for us all to win. I know what it's like to be a single mom trying to figure out how you're going to make ends meet, and that budget was the thing. The budget was the thing that I check my budget every day. Like every day, I try to go in and check. I don't normally check my bank every day anymore, but if I know something is supposed to come out, like if I know the Health Wage Gym is coming out this week, I do try to check. Or if like when I got those Titus 2 donations for the flowers, I wanted to make sure everything went in that was supposed to be in, and then it went out to Miss Bernita to make sure that everything that was allocated for her was for her. I wasn't commingling monies and stuff like that. So yeah, I check all the time just because I want to make sure that my numbers are running correctly, because sometimes I forget stuff. I forget to write down a gas. I got gas, so I was running on E and I needed to stop and I didn't allocate for that, or I didn't have cash. I try to stick with my cash. I still have money in my cash envelopes. Yeah, I think my brain works better when I know what I'm doing. Flying by the seat of my pants is not helpful for me. We used to do that before when my ex was doing the bills, and I can't. I don't want to live in anxiety and stress, and I don't check it for that reason. I just check it because I am what Dave would call a nerd. I'm a nerd. Some are free spirits and some are nerds. I want to see the numbers all the time, so I always check. I look at everything and I write down all my sinking funds. I write down all my main expenses. I write down anything that I think. And if I see myself doing something quite often, like if I'm given sacrificially quite a lot, then I'll actually make that a line item so that I'm not trying to remember that I gave money to somebody because the Lord told me to do it. So again, I'm writing everything down. Even if you don't use the sheet that I use, write it out on paper. Put it down so that you know. And then if you have a significant other, a spouse, whatever, whomever has access to your accounts and money is coming in and out and they have access to it, sit down with them and have a budget committee meeting and say, this is where we are, this is what we have, and this is how much you can spend. And if you don't, then praise the Lord, honey, when you can get them credit cards paid off, yes, Jesus, that's a blessing from the Lord. Celebrate with you, girl. The Bible says to mourn with those who mourn and celebrate with those who celebrate. I'm here for it. When you can get that pressure up off of you, I tell people all the time, the reason it was important to pay the debt was so that I could tell my money where to go, so that somebody else wasn't managing my money for me. Because when you owe debt, you're paying debt plus interest. I don't want anybody else spending my money. So here's me trying to get it paid, like when I paid my car. My daughter was so against it. Mom, you need to put that money in your baby step. I'm going to worry about that baby step when it's time to worry about that baby step, but I'm not going to have this car hanging over my head. And I got it all paid off, and I felt so good. And then, different people blessed, and the Lord blessed, and then the stimulus. And I used my stimulus to pay for this vehicle. I know other people use theirs for whatever, but that was what was important to us at the time. We needed a car, and that vehicle has blessed our life. I'm not one of these flashy people that need a new car every so often. We couldn't go anymore on the other one. It was just done. We were all done. That's a blessing. I mean, if you've had any successes, put it in the comments because we want to celebrate with you. So that's what I do. I make sure that I am keeping a track of everything that comes through my hands, my bank, that God gives me, because it's just important. And then when I have times like this, like I said, I have grocery money. And if I needed to take that to do Instacart, or if I needed to take that because somebody ran an errand for me to go get groceries, I could leave that money in an envelope and say, on the outside, thank you so much for getting that for us. Or I could just, call, because I keep a little extra in the bank just for whatever, because I'm unable to go anywhere right now. But I just wanted to encourage all of us, save your time at work. I know sometimes we just want to take a day off. If it's necessary, take the day. But if it's not, save those days. I've rescheduled surgery for October. So I've got to have days for that. So I'm hoping they will convert these days now that I have all of my paperwork and my test results in. I wanted to go to my doctor to make sure that I had adequate paperwork for work. They wouldn't take the home test. They ain't going to take the home test. So I needed to go and make sure my doctor had that, and I have all the results in my portal so I can pull up any of that paperwork so that they can. And then to see if, for Jackson, I have that supplemental insurance. So that's going to help to fund some of that bill. I'm going to have to pay up front, but then I'm still able to, I'm still going to be able to submit those bills and file a claim and then get back whatever we can. So we'll recoup whatever we can, which is beautiful for us because I didn't always have that. So whether you have it now or whether you're working towards it, that's the goal. What is my goal? Somebody wrote in there, write the vision, make it plain, Habakkuk 2:2. You've got to have a goal for your family, a goal for your life, a goal for your finances. Because if you don't, your money's going to tell you what to do, or other people are going to tell you what to do with your money. So that's not what I'm doing anymore. I'm not living that life anymore. I'm going to tell my money what to do. I'm going to tell it where to go. When my kids want stuff, do we need that? Is that absolutely necessary? Because if it's not necessary, we're not getting it. That doesn't, and I tell my kids, that's not a part of the goals for this month, or that's not a part of the goal for this week. So, and that's okay. We have those courageous conversations with our kids. And some people say, well, your kids are too young, 17 and a half and 12. They've been with me the whole time I've been single. They understand. Sometimes we say yes, and sometimes we have to say no. So again, I was talking with another lady, and we try to be that parent who gives our kids everything. They don't have to have everything. They get what they need. And I shall supply all of your needs according to my riches and glory. If that's what God says to us, that's what we can say to our kids. I supply all of your needs according to how much money I have to supply them. And if I don't have no more, we don't have no more. So again, you're teaching your kids to respect your money, because my kids respect their money. They don't always respect my money, which is why I'm not so easy to get up off my money, especially with my older kids. I've taught them to value and respect my dollar by me not always coming to their rescue and spending money on them. I'll give them now that they're older, but when they were coming up, we were so tight. We didn't have anything extra. But because they knew that and they see me working hard now, they work hard now. That's what I just have to ask that question. Do we need this or do we want this? Because we can get wants later. I have a supplement coming October. And I think that's when you have those conversations with your children. It's really up to us to teach our kids. Hey, Destiny, it's up to us to teach our children. We can't teach them financial independence if we don't understand financial independence. And a lot of times our kids will make the same mistakes we made. Some people believe you have to have credit. You don't have to have credit. Some people believe you have to have credit cards. You don't have to have credit cards. If you have credit cards, praise God. Are you paying it off every month? Some people think, well, you're going to die with debt. You don't have to die with debt. But that's that learned behavior. It's from mama did it, so I'm going to do it, so my kids are going to do it, and it doesn't. Somebody in your family line, somebody in your line has got to change the narrative for your family. And for my family, it was me. I changed the trajectory of my family by doing something different. And now my daughter budgets, Alana budgets, Trandon budgets, and so they are well established at their own homes with their own stuff. Hey, Andrea, and they do what they need to do. Not always calling and depending on mom. If back in the day when we all needed each other, if we needed each other, we would say, hey, this is what I have need of. Or, hey, and even still, for Christmas gifts, like Jackson wanted that trampoline. Everybody chipped in for the trampoline, except Alana. The bigger kids chipped in. I wasn't going to pay that big expense, but that was their gift to him, right? We all went in. But back in the day, I would say, hey, mom needs this. When I went to Florida, I was able to take care of taking them out to eat or taking them, because before they would be taking care of mom. When Trandon first got out of the military, he was giving me money almost every month for something. And now I'm able to not have to ask my son to help me. That right there blesses my spirit, that I don't have to ask my son, because he is not his responsibility. I'm his mom. I'm not his wife or his girl or woman, whatever. He's got to live his own life and start building up wealth and income for his family. So I'm at a better place. And when my kids saw me get into a better place, they decided, hey, we better jump on this, because we want to build generational wealth for our family. And so again, you start small wherever you can. Have your kids in whatever conversations you deem appropriate for them to be a part of. Sometimes it is explaining hey, I know you want to do that sport at school and that's a fee, but we can't do 3 sports. Or mom can afford, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just have to figure it out. I was that guilt parent. Get them everything they want, buy them everything they want, and then I'm trying to figure out, how do I get groceries? I'm not doing that anymore. No more of that, because that's not going to help them down the line. And I'm very fortunate. My younger kids, they really very rarely ask me for things. They just understand, mom's not going to buy it. And now Alana has a job and she can buy her own little things. And Jackson, he has money in his savings because I've been putting money aside for him now since Dad. If you want to join Titus 2, if you'll send me an email to First Love Ministries, swilson@gmail.com with a current pic, I'll send you an invite letter and a meet link. So I need to have an email to First Love Ministries, swilson@gmail.com with a current picture, and then I'll send you what you need to join the group. We would love to have you. But I start teaching my children, and Jackson will tell you right now, Mom won't let me take any of my money out of the bank. Jackson's got money, but he can't take it out. He's got to let that money sit there and grow for him until it's able. He's going to be the only child that will leave with a large enough amount of money that makes me feel like I gave him something. I did something for him. The others I've done for. But I started a little later with Alana than I would have liked to. I didn't even do for my older kids what I'm able to do for the younger kids. I can't feel guilty about that. I just have to take it for what it is and start where I am. So again, wherever you are, write the vision for your family. Make it plain. We're going to budget. If that's the only vision you write, we're going to budget. Then budget. Do it. And then you're going to say, okay, we're going to budget and stick to it 90% of the time. Keep that goal. And then we're going to budget and stick to it 100%. Doesn't mean little things don't come up. But the more you stick to the budget, the easier it will be when you have those harder times, when things come through that you just didn't think about. Because a lot of people say, well, Shakema, you should have thought about a sinking fund for that. And I probably should have. But what has happened now is, now that every dollar has a name, if there are additional funds, and things come up, I'm able to take care of it and not have to pull from this fund or pull from that or pull from this or pull from that. I saved an extra $100 from Jackson's, for Jackson's homeschool, because I was able to pay fully ahead for the homeschool for this year for both the kids. So I got a $80 discount, which meant I had an extra $100 left over in that account. I paid like $800, 790 some bucks, and I'd saved $900. Now I've already put in $50, so I'm already up to $150 some dollars in the homeschool. So I'm ahead of homeschool. I'm planning to save $500 this year. I'll be done with that before the end of the year is out. I may even be able to put a little extra in there. And then if he does early college next year, and he doesn't need homeschool curriculum, then I can take that, either put it into his savings, or we can move that to another sinking fund or something else. So again, we're getting ahead. And I wasn't here. Y'all, those of you who've been with me for a long time, you know I wasn't always here at this point. Y'all don't forget to give some thumbs up. It just helps us to get out there, get it out in the feeds. But what it does is it helps. As I'm learning, as I'm growing, my budgeting wherewithal is getting better, and every month I'm remembering, oh yeah, do a sinking fund for that. My registration is due this month, do a sinking fund for that, right? So now I have a sinking fund for registration. I'll start funding that next month, or this month actually, right? I'm going to pay for it this month, and I'll start funding it this month for next year. So as things come along, and as I continue to do things here, and I'm going to, like I said, doing 2 mini courses, and those will be paid courses, not a lot, but it'll be paid for my time, then I'm able to then have some extra income coming in for the family. What do you like to do? Can you do a side hustle? Sure. Take what you like to do, hone it, make it the best you can, and then put it out there to see who is interested in taking or paying for your service. Everything is not free. I do like to do lots of things for free, but there are some things that the Lord has said, okay, I need you to, attach a charge to this because it's your time, not anything other than that. If you come to Titus 2, there's no charge for that. No, I don't charge any. There's no join fee. I pay the monthly fee to use Zoom, to use the Google Meet. I don't ask anybody to pay for that. I've had a few people that said, hey, Shakema, here's for a month's worth of that or what have you. That's a blessing, but it's no requirement. And you learn a lot of the things that I'm going to be teaching in the mini course. So I've also been thinking about doing a membership group, to just like a paid membership. So we get together once a month and we do stuff together that we don't do on the regular YouTube, just as a way of increasing my income source for my family. As I grow and as my brand expands, that's just something I've got to do. You know what? Sometimes what I found, and I know you were talking to Dana about that, but sometimes you have to just tell them, and after you tell them, it's nothing you can do until they get into a situation that we don't bail them out of. When they get into a situation where they cannot be bailed out, my daughter got into a huge situation and I refused. She didn't even call me because she already knew. And then when she got to that situation, she was like, you know what? My mama been telling me that I need to budget. And Shameeka got on that budget and she has not looked back since. But she got into a situation and she knew I wasn't bailing her out. And that's some of the issues. Sometimes we come to the rescue and we just go in and we don't let them learn that hard lesson. My grandmama let me learn a hard lesson. I grew up with my grandmama. She let me learn hard lessons, and I wasn't even a hard-headed kid. But she wasn't bailing us out. So I'm not saying you let them sink, but you gotta, but we all have had that. And so what we do is we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, dig in real hard, and we just keep moving. You're going to get yourself out. It took me a long time to pay off my debt. It took a long time. But once my mind got set to it, and I said, you know what? Every little thing I got, I'm chunking at this. It was done in 18 months. Done. And that's just a mindset. But that's exactly what I say. And I know that's hard for some people because we're not used to letting our kids fail. But here's the thing. When they get out there in the real world, they will face failure. You can teach them how to fail gracefully and how to pick themselves up and get back on that wagon again, or you can bail them out of every situation and you'll be bailing from now to the end forever. And I'm just not going to do it. So speak in love, put the resources out there for them, and if they don't want it, back off. That's what I did with Shameeka, but now Shameeka's even taking a course from Berkeley, UC Berkeley, a financial course. So she's getting her certification in financial management as well as her PhD from Stanford. So she's doing an online course at UC Berkeley. So, and she didn't want to have nothing to do with it in the very beginning. Anywho, so I hope this was helpful to kind of get us thinking budget-wise. Go back. If you haven't done it, do it. If you need help, reach out. Shakema, hey, can you, help me here? I've done some beginning budget classes for some folks. Be happy to help as I'm able, but don't go another day without knowing what your money is doing or telling it what to do. I'm no longer at a place where I'm going to let my money tell me what to do. I'm going to tell it what to do. And that's empowering for you. Because when you take your power back over your money, doesn't even mean that you're out of debt. It just means I'm going to sit here and I'm going to allocate and I'm going to make sure that everything needs to be paid that's paid. I might have to get a second job if you're able. I might have to do some work at home. I don't know. We're going to have to shave some expenses, whatever. I heard of one couple. They didn't let their kids do any after school no taekwondo, no gymnastics, no nothing for 3 years. Till they got their debt paid off. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Fortunately for us, my kids are able to. And what I do is I count that as their PE because that is their activity because they homeschool. So that's been that. And their dad pays for that. I pay up front. Of course, he sends the money after and then I can recoup it if I need to. But still, you tell your money what to do. Anywho, you guys, that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. So glad that you chimed in. Thank you for being so supportive. This is a great community. Thank you for the well wishes and the prayers. I am when you don't have enough, then I think that's when you sit down honestly and you be honest with yourself and you make sure that you're not overspending in areas that you're saying, okay, we're cutting this, we're cutting that, we cutting, you know, you got to shave it down to the very bare bones budget. And then if you have to, you take on a second job, you take on a kid at home who their mama needs somebody to keep them after school for a few dollars. When I didn't have it, I cleaned toilets on Saturdays. You wouldn't believe that. But 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I used to clean toilets at the library 1 day a week on Saturdays just to earn an extra $30 a week. It was an extra $120 a month. That's what I did. And I have a degree. I have a degree. And I still clean toilets. I love you guys so much as well. Thank you for all the prayers. I will definitely keep you guys updated. I see now that Tangi and Jack over at Freedom Homestead are live. You guys go over and see them. Send love for Shakema. I think I'm going to bed. So you guys have a good night. Don't forget to thumbs up and we'll see you next time. Bye now.